Hello guys, and we have some really good news coming from Krasnodar region in the Russian Federation, where beautiful Ukrainian drones destroyed a number of oil depots. This is beautiful, but this also reminded me of one very good article that I have read in Ukraine, but later I've checked and there are similar economic reports internationally where they analyze what problems Russia has with its oil industry right now. You will be surprised to know that 50% of all export income in Russia is because of their oil export. This once again reminds us how innovative this dig and sell economy is. So let me tell you both the information about this night special military operation of Ukrainian drones that caused serious explosions in Krasnodar and what it means for Ukraine, allies, and our future victory, because the strategy to destroy Russian oil refineries works maybe best than any other. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And yes, we've got lots of reports about Russia on fire here. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. So last night, brave Ukrainian drones, we often call them angry birds here, traveled to Krasnodar region, which is already a war zone on the side of the Russian Federation. This region borders with Ukraine, and Russians store lots of equipment, ammunition there, and they also need huge oil depots close to the front lines where they can fuel their military machines literally. So by destroying the storages, these depots, we actually paralyze their military action for a certain period of time close to the front lines, which is already good. And explosions this night were heard in 3 different regions of Krasnodar Krai. Krai is the Russian for oblasts, those of you who know. Anyway, it is good. It is a reminder to Russians that war is real and it is coming back to Russia. It also means that fewer Russian military machines will get the fuel they need. But in general, this strategy turned out to be extremely effective, and definitely it was worked out by Ukrainian armed forces, especially in times of extreme shortage of ammunition and great doubt that we had to go through like 6-8 months. That was really difficult. So anyway, by targeting Russian refineries, Russian depots, we caused serious shortage of oil and oil products inside the evil federation. And what is important to understand, Russia is non-competitive with modern countries in the sphere of technology, in the sphere of science, medicine, I don't know, travel business, whatever. It can only sell its own natural resources and get money for that. Selling oil is cheaper than selling oil products. That's why Russia has lots of oil refineries that give, attention, 50% of its export income. Guys, this is huge. But at the same time, it's the country of the 19th century. It only sells its resources. And unfortunately, there are still countries buying stuff from Russia. So anyway, by targeting their oil refineries really deep inside the Russian rear, close to the front lines, wherever we can reach, we've achieved significant success and caused very serious shortage of oil and oil products inside the Russian Federation. And they speak about that. Actually, the article that I am going to speak about next was reprinted based on the materials of the Oh my God, Moscow Times. Yes, sometimes I have to read things like that. Remember to join me if you're new to the channel, subscribe. This is the easiest way to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine and also help us spread more information about our fight. And of course, to learn more about Russian geography based on the explosions and destructions of military targets there. Anyway, according to these conversations that are officially held within the Kremlin, they lack serious number of things, equipment, tools, and instruments they need for their oil refineries to continue working and for their oil refineries to be repaired after such attacks. And we know that Russia has stopped oil product export, which is huge, because this is one of the main incomes for it. An important reminder, 50% of export income and 1/3 of Russian federal budget is from oil. No, not computers, not mobile phones, not even military stuff. No, not cars, not agriculture, just oils, digging and selling. What is also important to remember, and many forget, that this oil actually does not belong to the Russian Republic. Russia consists of 22 different people's republics, and one day it will collapse, and please don't be afraid of that. We have a really good video which explains the need and consequences of the future dissolution of Russia, and I will link it here so you can check. So Russia typically robs various republics where they have oil and takes it all to the center, to the Kremlin, to bribe politicians, to fuel military machine. And here I use both literally and really, because they also need lots and lots of oil products for tanks, for jets and other stuff. But Ukrainians are working. I was very cannot put it in words. I was very worried when at the very start of this strategy, many of our partners, including US authorities, warned Ukraine not to do that. It was very wrong, because come on, they can literally touch, reach any object in Ukraine, kill anyone in Ukraine, and you cannot reach with your beautiful drones their legitimate targets. Because if we look at the history of the Second World War, allies were destroying oil, petrol in Germany, and this was one of the decisive moments to paralyze the war machine. And that's what we do right now, and we do it really good. Sometimes here inside Ukraine we speak that it is not enough, actually, that somehow we target 2-3 objects per day and we could have targeted 10. And I'm afraid that there are still restrictions, too many restrictions, guys. Do not target Russian objects deep inside Russia, do not set their oil refineries on fire, and so on. And they can do literally everything in Ukraine. They reach every Ukrainian city, they've killed thousands. And we still have some consideration. This is very wrong, and I pray and I hope that more and more people understand that among our partner countries and potentially in Russia, because in Rostov they already have planned blackouts, just like me in Ukraine and all my citizens. But that's what happens if you want war. You feel it, it comes back to you. And I'm sure that this war will end on the Russian territory. Don't be afraid of that. That's just the way all the wars ended. The aggressor has to be defeated, and it will happen in and around the Kremlin. I'm still at the lake. You may see my face makeup free, and I'm sure some Russian trolls will tell me, Anna, you are tired, you have to rest. That's how I look when I rest. Remember to join me tomorrow. I will be back home for our live at 9 p.m. Kyiv. Check my Instagram. I share more of my lake experience there, and the link that you need to my Instagram, my threads, my Discord, my X are in the description of this video. We have lots of beautiful t-shirts with various Ukrainian patterns, with Ukrainian drones, cultural heritage objects that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. And I'm actually grateful how many of you share these stories with me. And thank you for buying me coffees, becoming patrons and sponsors of the channel, and helping me film and write more. And I'm happy to tell you that, I feel that more than a half of the book is already written, so I'm more motivated to finish it. Always let me know in the comments below your ideas. What would you like to hear? What would you like to see? And join me tomorrow for our live. Slava Ukraini!